Lights, camera,
Rolling.
action.
Welcome to my podcast, Let's Talk About Verticals, a place where secrets are spilled, stories unfold, and the mysterious world of verticals is revealed in all its glory. Behind the scenes, oh yes. Exclusive insights, absolutely. Eccentric characters, you bet. So pull up a chair, pour yourself something suspiciously strong, and prepare for a conversation you didn't know you needed. So welcome to the podcast Let's Talk About Verticals. And now, let's talk. Hello and welcome to my podcast Let's Talk About Verticals. Today with another actor, and I would love to do this episode in German because he lived already in Germany, but we agreed that we cannot speak 1 hour in German. It's a bit too much for him, so I can say hello to him in German. And
Ein schönes Grüße nach Michaela Grüß Gott von einer Bayern aus Bayern.
ich sage auch Grüß Gott zu Michael J. Gwynn, ex-Bayern. He lived in Bavaria, but now he's back in the US. He's back in this
California.
vertical art space. So that's the reason why we are talking here. So hello, Michael Gwynn. Welcome to my podcast.
Thank you, Michaela. I hope I'm mispronouncing your name correctly.
You want to know how many of your colleagues all pronounced it wrong? Nearly everyone.
I noted that on some of the previous ones, so I spent all night studying. And, we have the bond, the Michael and Michaela.
Yeah, the Michael. Danny Farber asked me if he can call me just simply Mick. Our name is multicultural. It works everywhere.
Меня zовут Michael in Russian.
Yeah, and also in all the Scandinavian countries. We are multicultural, so we spoke about you need an Oscar or any award, so your name is fit for the award.
There you go. I have to use the J in my name because there was an English actor named Michael Gwynn. So
okay.
Not being pretentious, I have to separate myself from him, Michael J. Gwynn.
Did the Michael Gwynn from England already have an Oscar?
I wish. No, he did some comedy shows.
Oh, that's nice.
And a bunch of horror movies. But he has a decent IMDb.
No verticals.
Long before vertical was even a glimmer in someone's eye.
Okay.
he's late 60s, 70s era.
Oh, okay. Maybe he has roots to you. Who knows?
Perhaps. Vielleicht. Es ist eine Möglichkeit.
Yeah, truly. When did you connect to this vertical space?
Originally started acting up in the San Francisco Bay Area in the 2018.
Yeah.
We were living there during the pandemic and decided to move down to Southern California around 2022 or early 2023. And then was doing whatever, wherever, however. So I was Mr. Yes. Hey, you want to stand here and do this? Yes. You want to do that? And then I got some background in the verticals probably about a year and a half ago. And I didn't realize that a lot of time in verticals, at least for me, here's a line. Make sure you say this, and you're going to say this, and you're going to improvise this as background. And then I started from there, and then having more lines. I've had lines or roles where I was just a few liner, and they switched me to like 2 pages of dialogue on the day of the set.
So you moved from the background step by step more to the front.
And now I'm doing, for the most part, strong supporting roles. I just came off of a 9 days on-set project.
Okay.
I just got shot as a mafia father and leader. I have a lot of good stories. I'm usually the patriarch father.
The wisely man with a lot of experience in life.
And sometimes I'm just the mean old dad that likes to slap his daughter and everybody else who gets in the way.
Yeah, to be honest, what do you like more? Being bit of villain one or being always the super nice, cute one?
I like being the nice guy because a lot of times with those you have a serious dialogue session. Like I'll have
Mm-hmm.
a talk with my son or my
Yeah.
daughter or my daughter-in-law, and those are the performance ones. A lot of times when you're the bad guy, you just keep yelling at people and you slap them
You
down,
only
and
scream.
everybody's turtle, which is good to have. Good, great to have. If anybody's listening and casting,
Yeah.
I love those.
Yeah,
But
I
I
think
like
it's
the
the
acting part.
mixture, isn't it?
I had my first tearing scene a couple verticals ago, and I like that, but it was new ground for me. I had to learn how
Yeah.
to use the tear stick and stuff. And
How many verticals have you done so far since you started?
between 25 and 30, as we're
Oh,
speaking here.
that's a lot. That's a lot.
It's all relative. You talk to people and you're like, oh, I have a lot, and then they're like, oh, I have 50, I have 80.
Yeah,
Because
but
it
to be
depends if you're a
honest,
day player or
yeah.
background or.
Yeah, if you're saying 1.5 year, I think it's not so less 31. As you said, when you step more and more in the front and with more and more lines and stuff like that, I
Ja,
think
maar wie
it
viel
could
habe
be
ich?
worse.
Ja, exactly. And wenn du askst, was der Nummer ist, ich sag nie genug.
Yeah, okay,
Never enough.
that's kind in a lot of jobs like that. More,
Uh,
more, more is always better, but less could always be worse. So,
and sometimes the people with less have been in leading roles
yeah.
for 10 or 15. So it's respect to everybody in the game. We're all part of the process, from the front of the camera to the back of the camera. Everybody has to work together to get a project done.
Did you also some horizontal stuff before you stepped into the vertical space?
Absolutely, and I still do. I've done commercials. I have a film that was supposedly coming out for this Christmas, but it seemed like it's going to get postponed, coming to
Mm-hmm.
theaters. And it's great to do. One day you're on set and you're doing the vertical, and the next day you're on a commercial set. And then other short films I've done in the San Francisco Bay Area. I was working my way up the food chain there for horizontal or regular
Yeah.
films.
And when you did your first vertical one, it was a bit more paced, I'm assumed, like the commercial and horizontal stuff. What were your thoughts after your first vertical shooting? Were you aware what a vertical is at this moment, or was it kind of, who, okay, hadn't expected that way, but kind of nice, I want to do it again?
It was a little surprising. Like you said, I had to have the explanation of the verticals when literally the camera is turned sideways. And of course, in my first one, I did have lines coming in as a background, not realizing that I had lines, and then I had some improv that I had to do on set. One of the first, not the first, but one of the first ones, I was a doctor and I had to tell the actress that her mother needed a great procedure, and I did the regular social distancing, and this was my true intro to being in a vertical. And then they were like, okay, you got to get closer. And basically by the time I told her her mother was needing an operation, it was very expensive. I was whispering it in her ear because they needed that. It was
So
a two
close.
shot.
Okay. But what attracts you to vertical?
Just the number of them and how fast they move. There's just a wide variety of stories. Now, some of them seem to be repetitious, and the millionaire werewolf who's fell in love with the janitor, whatever. So there is
kind of
a little
Cinderella
overlap,
stories.
but you can never guess what's going to happen next, so to speak. So I love the variants. It's great to work with these, and now my tail, my acting tail is getting a little longer. So as I'm doing these projects, we're running into the same people again. As I said, we had a cute thing. Cosette. I can't think of what her last name is.
Cosette
If you know
Hatch.
her. Probably. We were on
I
there,
only
and
know one Cosette as a vertical
I don't
actor.
think
I think it's Cosette Hatch, you mean?
red hair.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were doing a scene together, and we both knew that we worked together, but we weren't sure. And I was the mafia father, and I got shot, and she was over me, and
Okay.
she gives 110% into what she does, and she was doing the hyperventilating. She, tried to save me, whatever. And we were trying to figure out before how we knew each other. Then I was like, oh, I delivered a baby from an actress and she was hyperventilating. And then everybody left and I had to give her water. She's like, that was me. So
it's kind of freaking out. In one show, you were the doctor who delivered the baby, and in the next one, you were dying mafia one.
And she was trying to save me. So it goes around.
As I said, you see minimum twice in a life.
And I'm a stoicism. Do you know about stoicism and stoics?
Yes.
In life, you can never walk through the same river twice.
Yeah.
So it may be the river, but it's changed. She's different. I'm different. There's new actions that we're doing. So
yeah, and I think when you are doing a lot or many verticals, you get more and more experience learning by doing stuff. So when you meet again, maybe after, let's say, 15 verticals, I think everyone has improved in this vertical acting, because in 2023 everyone was kind of new in this area. Also the whole production team. I spoke to many directors, also to script supervisor, intimacy coordinator, so the people behind the cameras, and there were a lot saying in the first one, we didn't know what we are doing. We did it, but if you ask me how we did it, I don't know. And now, as you said, they're working together with some actors the second, the third time. They know what's okay for intimacy scenes, what not. They always get to know each other more and more. And I think that's good for verticals to improve also the quality.
absolutely, and they're getting better behind and in front of the camera.
Yeah, I think so. I hope so. I would love to see better stories that they are also improving in the near future.
Like that they're going outside of the normal channels. If you want to see one, write one type thing. If you want to see something, write it. And there's production companies that are looking out there for those. And I think actors and people associated with watching them have a great advantage, because not a writer just can't come in and say, I'm going to write a vertical. You have to know kind of how it goes and how it flows on that. So if you have an idea you want to work on, let me know. I've written a few screenplays, but never a vertical.
You only have to write my life down. My life is the best vertical script ever.
Oh, I hope it's a Cinderella story.
No, I haven't found the billionaire yet. That's the shit thing of the story. But I had a urgent needed brain surgery with memory loss, got cheated in that time, and had last year a urgent needed heart surgery. So I'm totally in this vertical shit, but with my real life. But as I said, I haven't found the hidden billionaire yet.
Maybe you're the hidden billionaire that someone else is looking for. Well,
I don't know.
all
When
you
you
have to do
ask
is
my
write that
bank
down in some
account,
plot
I'm not
lines.
the hidden billionaire.
But that would be the twist of the story, that here's your $1 million plot right here, that the pretty actress goes their whole life trying to find a billionaire because she doesn't feel like she has it. She always wants to find, and it turns out that she's the billionaire, and then she'll have her pick of
You
all the
want to say
guys.
I'm the long lost heiress of something and I will inherit billions
Or
of euros
or
or
you
what?
could be the successful business person. Look what you're doing. Look what you're doing, kid. This could hit a nerve, and some vertical app or more can pick you up and say, you're our gal. And next thing you
Okay.
know, you're
Okay, the thing is, I also published a cookbook as in business
oh,
informatic once. So I can be
what's for a
the
cookbook? What type of cooking, overall, or
German,
baking, or
no,
of course,
cooking,
naturally.
German meals. No, I did.
Spätzle,
Nee,
Wurst,
I hate Spätzle. Spätzle is the
Schnitzel.
typical. Oh yes, but not in the book. No, the thing is, I was invited. No, I have to tell you a bit. Before my brain surgery, I hated cooking. Really, I was not good in it. And when I was working all over the world in this informatic projects, it was not needed that I cook. After the brain surgery, I have to take a long break. And then I started cooking and I improved so good that I was invited to a few TV shows here in Germany to cook there for Michelin chefs. And I won a few TV shows in cooking. And there we have to improve all the recipes in this show. You only saw the ingredients and then you have to improve your menu you were cooking for this star chefs. And I was asked so many times, what is the recipe? And I said, I don't have a recipe. I had to improvise in the show. And after a few shows, I decided, okay, I will do my own cookbook with some behind the scenes stuffs from these TV shows with pictures and the stories behind this shootings and stuff like that. And with these recipes from these TV shows. And that was the reason why I started writing a cookbook. And that's why I published a cookbook.
And is it available on Amazon or some of the other
but it's in German.
Oh, okay. I have a book in English on Amazon also then.
Yeah, the thing is, no, that's a funny part of life. Life can always change and you don't know. So, as I said, my life would fit perfectly for a vertical one. Really. So perfect.
I just gave you the $1 million plot line, and all you got to do is plug all those crazy things in.
Yeah, maybe. We will see.
I think it's good for everybody to have, unfortunately, a life scare with life or death, and you get to appreciate things more, and you get to try things that you're putting off doing. So sorry to hear, but in a way, I'm glad to hear that you're here.
That's it. I'm still alive. My dad said to me, Michaela, listen, God didn't want you. So stop trying. Okay.
Noch nicht, noch nicht.
Noch nicht.
Noch nicht.
Ja.
Entschuldigung. Immer schlechter Deutsch.
Yeah, okay, to be honest, are you trying to speak German or to write anymore? I think it's...
No, I use it when I can. I try to, and I always speak that damn Bavarian German.
That's not... Bavarian, I think, is a really nice dialect. It's the same like the Swabian one. We're in the south, we have really nice dialect. I also love the Austrian dialect. It's more... softer. Yeah. And I love this dialect one because it's so original. It's so cozy, homely.
When I actually lived there at the end, towards my end of my stay, I really had the dialect down to the point where people would say, "What part of Bavaria are you from?"
So, when you lived in Bavaria, have you been to the Oktoberfest? Because I have never been to the Oktoberfest in my whole life.
All right,
Yes.
we'll pick you up on the way. We'll head out there one of these. And the big thing with the Oktoberfest is, what month is it in? It's not in October. It's usually
September.
in September.
Mostly it's the
Uh,
last week in September and the first in October. It's this
so
year
you
it
know where
was till
Stuttgart is?
yeah, it's not far from here.
Yeah, that's where I wound up one of the days coming back from the Oktoberfest, trying to get to Nuremberg. I learned or I didn't learn, but I have since learned the most important word in German,
Yeah.
umsteigen.
Yeah,
We
that's
took we
true.
took the train, but it's totally real story. We took the train going to Nuremberg.
Yeah.
Couple stations, it stopped, and it stopped for 20 minutes. We just said we're on the train to Nuremberg, and no, we were supposed to get off in Umsteig there,
Yeah. Yeah.
and we wound up early in the morning on in the downtown Stuttgart train station, and I had to be on guard duty at like 8 o'clock in the morning, so I had to wake up one of my good friends and see how much of a good friend he was.
So have you ever been in Stuttgart to the Cannstatter Vasen also?
Nine. That was unfortunately my only visit. The train station's beautiful.
No, the train station doesn't exist anymore. They're big rebuilding it since I
Oh,
think
okay.
6 or 7 years they are burning a lot of money actually there. Yeah. But so when you lived in Germany, did you visit the nice Christmas markets? Because
Aber
a
natürlich
lot
in Nürnberg gibt eines am bestens.
Christkindlesmarkt.
Yep,
You've
and with I'm not a big what's Lebkuchen. That
Lebkuchen
was not.
with E.
Yeah, that was not a big thing for me. The gingerbread,
No.
but they all that was everything in Nuremberg, and I was an outcast for not liking it. But the blue vine, the
Yeah,
heated wine. Now we're
I
talking.
don't drink alcohol, so
Uh,
mulled wine
I
is
don't.
not my stuff.
The one in Nuremberg was definitely. If you haven't been to it, that's one to hit for yourself.
Yeah, yeah. And when you uh, got back to the US, was it kind of cultural shock?
Uh, Always either way, as you come to the US to Europe and Germany,
Yeah,
and Germany
yeah.
back to the US, it wasn't anything that I didn't like, but there was always, wow, this place does it better than the other place. And some things America did it better. If you
Yeah.
wanted something on Sunday or a holiday, you could go get it on a Sunday or a holiday
Hmm.
in America. In Germany,
Germany not.
everything was closed. It's probably changed since then. But
No.
I Oh, okay. I love the Germany on the main roads. They turn out the lights and the street lights,
Yeah.
and you had the priority roads and the non-priority roads. And I know that our mentality in America could not handle that. We'd have crashes every night, 10 times a day. But I thought that was a great thing that Germany did on that.
Did you ever shoot any film, vertical stuff like that in Europe?
No, not yet, but definitely ready, willing, and available. Trying to. I just checked in with the Tuscany Film Office to
Mm-hmm.
see what they're doing and be in touch with those. Luca has the place where I'll be have a place has a film festival, and that's pretty well
Oh,
attended uh, there. So lots of film festivals that I've seen and been around, but have never had the opportunity to actually shoot something in Europe.
have you shot a vertical somewhere else than in LA?
Noch, noch nicht,
Noch
nicht noch,
nicht. Nein,
noch
noch
nicht.
nicht.
I forgot my Bavarian. Thank you. Noch nicht. Not yet. But
Okay.
always looking. I worked before for a Chinese tech company, so I've been to Beijing and I've been to China. I speak very few words of it,
Mm-hmm.
but I would love to. A lot of people go back and forth to do it in China, and there's some in Italy and some in England and Canada. So
Istanbul. Istanbul is
Istanbul, I hear
popping,
this. Yes.
and Lithuania is in Europe.
Okay.
Lithuania, Istanbul, Great Britain, and Italy is already for vertical shootings. And I think it's just my opinion. As I said, verticals are here in Europe not so big or not so common yet, but I think the European market will improve in the next 1-2 years. Totally. So I'm sure that there will be more and more shootings here in Europe because, for example, I spoke with Michael Vaccaro and he told me that, and also with Danny Farber, who directed already in Istanbul and in the UK, he told me that it's cheaper to fly the actors from the US over to shoot in Europe and give them a hotel and pay rate and food. It's cheaper to do that than shooting in LA because the shooting expenses in LA were so high at the moment that it's not so cheap anymore to shoot verticals in the US. So
and
I
some
think
of the tax credits are happening now where they're trying to fix some of that.
Yeah, so I think that there will be more and more shootings in vertical. For example, Danny Farber told me he was in Turkey for directing, and then Good Short got up to him, and they decided spontaneously to shoot the first vertical for Good Short in Turkey. Oh. Normally, the most verticals which were shot in Istanbul are for drama pops. And so lately, Good Short put the feet into the water in Europe. So, and to be honest, I don't know. Do you watch verticals sometimes?
I have not watched them on a consistent basis. I see them. I see lots and lots of clips of them because most of my social media is following them. So I see lots of parts of them, but not tip to tail.
Okay. No, because, for example, on Drama Pops, the verticals produced in Istanbul are so well produced. Really great quality in producing and storyline, everything. And I asked Danny Farber, what's the difference shooting in Turkey and in the US, for example? And he told me that the crew in Turkey is bigger. And they are a bit better organized because of more people in the crew. And the crew and set life is more like a big family. After shooting on the day, they're going all together for dinner and stuff like that. So it's more, the atmosphere is kind of more familiar. And I think that's what a vertical needs. The other stuff is all so paced and so fast. So to keep the good quality, I think it's needed that everyone feels comfortable on set.
And that's, I think that's an evolving thing in the US verticals because there's so many plug and play characters that you don't always work with the same group again. And with some groups work great together. Some people work together, but it's not like a family thing. And if we can get there in the US, that would be great also. I think it'll reflect. The one thing I see as an opportunity that I think they're starting to do now is when a group does work well together and it's on a successful project, do a carry-on story, like a same project but episode, a second version of the project.
A second part one, you mean?
Yeah. Yes.
But right at the moment there's only one platform who is doing more than one parts, and that's Candy Jar. That's Candy Jar. Candy Jar has a lot of verticals with more than one part, describing part 1, part 2, part 3, stuff like that. And to be honest, for some stories, more than one part is needed, because if you're doing it in one vertical, it's so full in this, let's say 60 episodes, so full packed that it's hard to watch. And if you have more than one part, it's totally fine needed. But I don't understand, for example, there were a lot of verticals on the big platforms with really shitty ending and cliffhangers, which scream for a part 2, and I didn't do it. I don't understand why.
And the other major thing from the front of the camera side, I guess the back of the camera also, is that every director and first AD and director of photography work differently. And yeah, it takes, on a 9-day project, it takes the second or third day to see where everything is, and the groove starts hitting where the actors are in tune with the crew, and it flows. So again, if you finally get that through a long project, that second project would be a lot easier because you know what to expect. There's certain things where directors don't like to do a lot of rehearsals, and it's like, we're all professionals, go. and you're coming on scene and you're filming. Other ones want to do a walkthrough, an extensive walkthrough, and then a camera rehearsal, to make sure all the shots are good, and then you come back and then you shoot it. So not everyone does the filming the same.
What is for you important on set?
I think it's just the teamwork aspect. I come from a sports background, played football in high school, a little bit in college. I still play ice hockey. That's my only drug of preference besides verticals and acting. And I think a lot of times, if people want to be their own actor, especially the higher up on the call sheet, the ones and twos. But then there's other times when the ones or twos are kind of put their hands around everybody and really want to make a good project, and they bring everybody together. And it's not just them performing; it's we're all working together on a project. And when the director is in tune with sometimes inter crew issues arise between a director and a DP because the director wants to go and the DP wants to get the perfect shot. And sometimes that's a problem. But when it's teamwork, and sometimes you do got to wait a few minutes so you get that perfect shot. But I've also been there where we spend 25 minutes trying to fix a wrinkle in a carpet behind the steps, behind the actors, that you'll see for a fraction of a second, if you see it at all. I think teamwork is the answer.
Yeah, it's in a lot of branches of jobs. Teamwork makes the dream work. That's it. That's mostly what's needed. But I think, as you said, sometimes it's not so easy, because when you're going on set and you don't maybe even know yet your co-star, and you have one actor told me it's really hard sometimes if you don't know or haven't worked yet with your co-star, and then you come on scene, on the second scene is directly an intimacy scene. That's really hard.
I just saw one getting married on the first scene.
Hello, what's your name? Hello, my name is this. Okay, let's get married. In Germany, we have a TV show called Married on First Sight.
Oh.
Yeah.
And is it a reality show?
Yes. They marry in real. They are meeting blind date for the altar.
No thanks.
Really?
Yeah. Totally. And then they should have Divorced in 30 Days is the follow-on show that they just pass from one to the other.
When they are married, they are going on a honeymoon, and I think 2 or 3 months later, or let's say 4 months, they all meet again, and then is the big question, do you want to get a divorce or not? But so stupid. It's like in a vertical. Hello, let's get married. As you see in some vertical stories, they don't know 5 minutes and then they get married. And then one of them goes apart for, let's say, 2 years, and then they come back and they don't even recognize each other. How stupid.
And that's why in a vertical sense, we all have to work together through the process.
Yeah, because everyone's in the same boat in this ship. What you said you did a mafia one. I assume you did also a werewolf one already.
I was an alpha on one and an omega on the other. which means the highest of the high and then the lowest of the low.
What comes first, the alpha and then the omega? Have you a big fall?
Yeah, I
down?
guess they didn't like how alpha I was, so they made me the mega.
They demoted you.
That was one where I came into the wedding and I did my scene, and then they told me, "Oh, this lady over here is your ex-wife." I was like, "Well, nice to tell me that." So I had to do the scene, and then I had a big play to her, but they didn't really tell me because I just got dropped on scene, and I didn't know who all the characters were.
So then, a mafia one, a werewolf one. Have you been in a vampire one?
Have not been a vampire. Have not been in a period piece yet.
Okay.
I've been from literally, it says the richest man in the world. So I've been a billionaire, but I've also been a butler bodyguard. And on, I don't know if you know Jennings
Bauer.
Yes. I was his bodyguard butler. One of those.
Bauer or Bauer?
There's not too many Jennings in the business,
yeah,
so he's out
Jennings.
there.
Yeah, I know who you, but I'm not so good in Bauer or Bauer. I think Bauer. I don't know. It doesn't matter.
Now I have to. I'm paying attention to you. Yeah. Go ahead. I'm really listening to you. But in that case, I was his bodyguard butler, and then on another project, he was my son, and we had some real good father-son talks.
So which role do you liked more?
Always the father-son, where it's not a crazy father.
Where the father is not the bad guy saying always, "Son, you have to do this and that and do this."
And I had one where I was the mean, crazy father, and literally every time I saw my daughter, if I came into the scene or if she came into the scene, I had to hit her. And she was the nicest of all people, but that was my role.
Brower by the name.
To do that.
Brower.
Oh, is it Brower? Okay.
Bro. But scenes like where you have to hit everyone, someone every time, isn't that annoying?
It's acting. As I learned early in my career, somebody gave me a great. I had to do a part that wasn't socially acceptable, but it was part of the film, and somebody gave me the line of, somebody's got to play the stormtroopers, so you got to be the bad guy once in a while to do that. It's not the only thing. It's not something I like to think, but I've also had opportunities where I hit two people with one hit. I mean, I'm very proud of that. They have a good picture.
Two people with one hit.
It was the one where I was Jennings' bodyguard, and the two people were coming at him, and I came over and I got them both with one hit. Very, very proud of that one.
Yeah, I think in the mafia one or stuff like that, kind of violence is needed because of the storyline. But I don't like, for example, as an audience, the verticals where every 2 minutes someone gets slapped without a reason, only just be slapped. That's stupid.
And this is what I'm learning the more I'm in verticals, and I've had some more experienced actors, not necessarily older, but just more experience in the vertical space, and acting let me know that I have control over that. I was paired up as a husband and wife, and the wife was kind of more frail and very much smaller than me, and I had a scene where I was supposed to smack her one, and I didn't feel it was right, so I went to the AD, who went to the director, who went to the customer
client.
or the client, and I said, I think it's just being a bully for a giant guy to hit this one, and I said, what I'd like to do, and you always have a solution to if you're going to change something, is I just want to put my finger in her face so she has to still back up like that, but not hitting her. And it went up the chain and it got approved and we shot the set, no questions asked.
That's good. For me, it doesn't make sense when you see they are really hard slapping scenes, even against kids. I hate that. Really.
Yeah, that's...
Or lately there were a lot of verticals with kids who get sitting in a car or closed in a car where you see 30 minutes in the vertical how the kid is sweating and dehydrating and stuff like that. I was really
Just
shocked.
realize that that's Hollywood. They're probably not sweating. They probably just had their third Coke of the day and they sprayed water on them.
But why do they have to show so many violence against kids? That's a no-go.
I'm not a fan of that, but the violence comes in because it evokes emotion. And that's for better or for worse. Even if you hate it, there's something there.
Yeah, but I started watching verticals in 2023, really from the beginning, first one. And the first verticals, really big hits. For example, Double Life of My Billionaire Husband, Breaking the Ice, stuff like that. With hundreds of millions of views. The violence was nearly not there in any of the verticals.
Yeah.
This whole so massive and a lot of violence came up in the lately 6, 7, 8 months. The first verticals who were really big hit, no one can tell me that they were not successful because it was really big hit once. They totally came out without so many violence and stuff like that. And the stories were better. So lately the big platforms like Real Short, Drama Box, stuff like that, they publish so many shows per week that the quantity has less quality, and that's not good at the moment. The quality gets less in the last, let's say, month.
I think like TVs, cars, and computers, the verticals are in that same. When TVs, cars, and computers first came out, there were a lot of companies doing TVs, cars, and computers, and then only a few survived. And they're going to be the ones that are doing them right. And if the market really wants, the slaps, then they'll tell them and they'll survive. And if somebody goes without it and they survive, then so not everybody.
Yeah, but lately there will so many new platforms drop. Oh, holy moly! Roundabout. Yeah, I have at the moment 51 on my smartphone.
Oh my Lord!
And I know a lot of people with even more.
20. Is that true? Okay.
Yes. So, for me, it would be better if they're dropping in total per week, I don't know, 60 shows. You cannot even watch so many shows. So why not producing less quantity and more quality and invest in new and good storylines? You know what I mean? That's kind of.
Wait till I think the American studios are now going to start doing them, and the stories of them buying some of the apps also might change the whole things, or they may fall on their face because this is a special animal.
Do you prefer working for a special platform, or doesn't it matter to you?
I've worked with so many, and it's more the people than the platform. Because sometimes the platforms obviously have more than one production team. And I've worked with a number of them. I'm behind in some of my resumes behind, my credits are behind. IMDb probably has the most current ones, but there's a lot that I have to put on my resume. And then looking at the things, I've really had lucky enough to work with a number of different apps. So I'm not just
focused.
One app.
So what type of roles would be challenging for you?
I have what I call my actor's bingo card.
Kirby Elwood has that too.
Okay, I worked with Kirby, so she stole it off of me.
And she said on her bingo card is still missing a Christmas vertical, a pirate one, and what was the third one? I think a vampire one. No, a werewolf one. She never did a werewolf one. And I was
people
like,
out there
what? You've never did a werewolf one? She said, no, they are missing on my bingo card and no one hits them. So what's open on your bingo card?
But one of the ones that I wanted was taken off the board from a feature film. I have a military background. Went to the United States Military Academy at West Point, and I've never played an Army officer, let alone a general.
No.
And just recently,
you look so much alike. Like one.
so it's off the board because I feature film. I played a Union general in a Civil War
Okay,
piece.
but if anyone would come up with a vertical in a military, you wouldn't say no, I think.
No, absolutely.
Okay.
And then just kind of aircraft pilot, like I thought that would be cool, and a ship's captain.
I think the ships are coming now.
Okay.
I could imagine really great for you a pirate one.
When you mentioned that, I had not seen too many of those, and I would love to do that. That
they
would
are
be
now
really cool.
shooting some pirate ones. They're coming.
Cowboy one is another one that
Western
I
one. I would love to see a Western, kind of old Western with saloon style and sheriff ones and lasso and horses and that would be so great.
And they have those towns here in California where literally the whole town is just made for filming, and I've been lucky enough to be involved with productions for that. The other major one is I play ice hockey, and I've tried to be an ice hockey coach, or I think I'm a little too old to be a player now, but
but a coach?
There are some ice hockey verticals that have been out there. And I could be on the ice with them or whatever. And I know the thing.
That would be great. And what type of character would be challenging for you? Playing a really weak person or a psychopathic person, or what kind of character is challenging for you?
I think I would go in like a politician. And a politician, you could go either way.
Yeah.
So you could be, a great politician and friend of the people and great opportunity to help others. And then you could be a politician where you're you're destroying things and you're
the villain politician
doing bad things. I'm not going to mention any names.
No, but a politician, kind of psychopath with tricks and physical manipulation and stuff like that.
We're just a few plot points away from writing our own vertical there.
I see. There are a lot of good storylines out there. But to be honest, have you ever worked for Wigloo or Candy Jar?
I think Candy Jar sounds familiar. What was the first one?
Wigloo.
No, never.
Because
on that one.
Wigloo, it's also not so big. Wigloo is the platform where, I don't know if you noticed it, for example, Adam Santa Cruz and Eric Met and stuff dropped their campus rival one. And on Wigloo, the great thing is the stories of the Wigloo verticals are mostly based on books. So they have more story background because they were of books.
Oh, interesting.
And the storylines of Wigloo verticals, for example, that's why I'm asking. So when you see something for Wigloo, everyone I talked to who shot for Wigloo was so happy about this shooting because it was so refreshing and great storylines always. And the production team is really nice. I spoke lately to a post-production team for Wigloo in Vietnam. And that was really interesting to talk to them.
How are you spelling that? Wie buchstabiert das bitte?
Vigloo.
Okay, Wigloo. Hab das nicht gewusst.
And they produced some verticals in Vietnam also. And that's why I spoke to a post-production team of them in Vietnam. It was really interesting. And had really great storylines, and they are not dropping so many shows per week or month, but when they are dropping, they never disappoint in
Well
the
done.
storylines.
Okay.
They're really great ones, really. And as I said, also Candy Jar with mostly part 1, part 2 kind of stuff, and not the typical vertical trope in it. No, it's kind of refreshing to watch these shows, because lately so many platforms drop kind of new shows, and sometimes it's exactly the identical show, only with a different cast, and they publish it nearly at the same time, and you as the audience were sitting in front of your smartphone, so really they didn't even change the name of the character or stuff like that, really? And I spoke, for example, to John Henry Richardson, and he said to me he had some auditions for roles. He had to say exactly the same one, and it was not so a short typical sentence. It was really a long sentence, and it was exactly the same one for 3 verticals.
Oh, I have my vertical line is enough. And I think I say that in 3 or 4 on-camera things where enough. I'm very, very well versed on that.
When you learn your lines, do you have a special trick to memorize the lines good?
Concurrent activity is one of the ones that I used, that I was taught in an acting class, where you read the lines while you're doing some basic activity. You're not cutting diamonds or writing letters. You're folding laundry or cleaning something. I will take a towel and just fold the towel while you're doing it. So what you're trying to do is get it put into your memory, that it's you can still do it. Because I love, this is what verticals, you learn your lines and you have them down cold, and then you get on set and they try to do everything that they could possibly do to make you forget your lines, like you've never even looked at them. From, come in, slap her, turn this way, and then go this way. Okay, you're going to drop this part of your line and say this, and we're going to add this part of the line. So, you have to have them in your head so well that if they're changing them or they're asking you to do things. The other thing, I use an app called Cold Read, and it plays back and reads the lines to you.
So
and
do you have to listen like an audio book then, or what?
It's interactive. So when they say their line, I say my line, and it
it's like
automatically
the second
picks
part. So the dialogue is complete.
Yes.
Okay, I understand.
And then that same app, that Cold Read, you can play it where it just plays all the lines. And while I'm in the shower or getting dressed or in the car, it's like listening to a song.
Yeah.
And you learn a song by listening to it again and again and again.
That's, for me, for example, the easiest way to learn lines. I did also some acting stuff here in Germany, and for me, it's the easiest way to learn stuff when I'm walking with my dogs outside in the forest and I'm listening to the dialogue like a podcast.
That's your concurrent activity. That's because you're doing something else besides that. But I'm telling you, if there's any actors that are looking to do verticals, be prepared to just have them. So I had one where I was in the hospital bed, and I rehearsed it up and down. But guess what? I didn't do. I didn't rehearse it in a hospital bed, and of course the bed was too small, and they had to keep finding the pillow adjustment. And I had 3 sons, and the 3 sons were there, and the nurse and the light and all that stuff. And okay, do your lines. And it was like, I don't remember anything. But once you get into it and say it, the basis is there. So you have to really have it in your head and be ready to do something crazy. So what I've done is sometimes I'll practice something crazy, holding something above my head, or doing it sitting down or kneeling down or something, because that's what they're going to do to you.
So you did a lot of jobs in your life, different jobs, as you said, military, cybersecurity
Technology,
stuff,
business development
technology.
was most of them.
What is the thing that makes you loving acting? What taught you acting for life, for your life?
Well, I mean, if you want to go, if you want me to lay down on the couch and give you the Freudian answers or whatever,
No,
it's
I'm
well,
not. I'm
that's
not
where
Sigmund Freud. No way.
nein, du bist ein.
The-
Sometimes a pipe is just a pipe, or a cigar is just a cigar, whatever the line is. Um, I I grew up and I learned my craft of being a comedic thing in the grade school, where the whole class gets to look at you and the teacher is annoyed, but I have everybody's attention, and I've done that, through grade school and high school and different things, and I enjoy being there with that. And it's just like playing hockey. Sometimes I'm I have the puck and I have to do all the actions myself, but a lot of times I have to pass, I have to help the other guys, I have to help somebody else out, and that teamwork to get a production together, that's you can't beat that. Whether, and I think you mentioned it, there's other things: teamwork in business, teamwork in a relationship, teamwork in a vertical or any production. That's my email is synergius, MG for synergy, and synergy where 1 + 1 = infinity. So the group's working together to get something that is worth more than all the sum of the individual parts. That's what really makes my day.
Yeah, but what makes teamwork in acting or in a production more attractive to you than in a technical job?
Um, it's not the same thing every day.
Yeah, that's
So
true.
sometimes when you have products or services, you're doing the same dance to a different audience every day. And guess what? I love. I was lucky when I was in the military. I always said every job I had was great, and then I got the next job, and that was great. And I've done some really amazing things. I've worked with Microsoft and Google, and projects together on that. So I've got to see some of the biggest of the big, and also worked with some of the smallest of the small companies. But when you work together to do something, it feels great because you're a piece of the whole machinery there. And
Yeah.
whether I enjoy it, whether it's a hockey team or a business venture, or a vertical production.
Do you read reviews of the verticals you were in?
I see them, I don't seek them.
Okay.
So I see them as they come by, and we've had some that were like, oh, it's burning up the charts, but I don't check to see, oh, where are we? It's Tarzan, if you would. I get the
Yeah.
vine, and then I look for the next one, and then I release that one and
Yeah.
worry about the one that's in my hand and look for the next one after
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. Yeah. So, what are your goals in acting you have left to
Uh,
reach or to do or stuff like that?
my one goal in acting was to be a series regular on a Hollywood production to do. Now, I've been a number of these, and I've been, the regular supporting actor, but on a true Hollywood production, reoccurring project. That's my focus, and everything I do, if I have to weigh it from this to this, whatever gets me closer to that is what I want to do. So that's why verticals are great for me to do it. And I did my time as background. I did my time as day player. And guess what? I still do day player. When you don't have anything for a week or two, you're
Yeah.
in a
Yeah.
little bit of panic mode. And if there's a day player that somebody offers you and it helps out somebody in casting, I don't have a problem doing that. But you have to learn how to do that. Have to learn how to come on a set where they've been together for 5 or 6 days, and you're just a new piece there.
Yeah. Yeah. What what do you think what will improve in this vertical space in the next year, or what will change?
I think the big thing of I'm curious to see how Hollywood gets involved with it,
Mm.
because all this has kind of been under the radar. Oh, it's going to go away, and I could see, you know, like in the 50s where it was the soap operas. Oh, those soap operas aren't going to stick around. That's, on TV. Anybody who was doing movies or serious projects were like, nobody's going to watch those soap operas, and still they're still there so many years later. So Hollywood's going to make an impact on it. It could be positive or, or take it in a different direction. But I'm curious to see that, especially with if it's a SAG union projects and where that puts us non-union people in the project and how that is. Do they make them better? Do they have more explosions and car chases and things like that? Maybe that makes some of them better. I don't know, but I'm definitely eating my popcorn and wanting to
you're
find out.
you're watching from the first row and eating your popcorn.
Watching from on the front of the camera, that's where I'm watching from. That's the only way to see it.
But that's exactly what I think. What in Europe makes vertical at the moment not so popular, because maybe we are not taking it so serious with the verticals that they will continue. You know what I mean?
Oh,
We German people, as I think you experience yourself, we need organization, structure, and well-functional stuff. We are not kind of curious about taking a lot of risks. And I think, yeah, and I think there are a lot of skeptical people here. So that's the reason why
in
it's
America
not
also.
what's not so common here. But we will see.
And people ask me, I see you're on set. Where can I see these? Okay, it's a vertical production. They're apps, and each one is on a different app. So it's not like I'm all on one and to do that. And they're like, oh, okay, well, let me know when it comes to my theater. I'm like, you're gonna have a long wait.
Never.
No, I understand that there's been a couple that they changed, and there's a term for it, which I wish I can remember because I saw it. It's like a, a horizontal and a vertical combined somehow, where they took a vertical and they recut it to be horizontal.
Drama Pops published a few weeks ago a vertical you can watch also in horizontal.
Okay, so that may be it, but
I think
that's
that will be
one
the
step away
future
from
more and more.
that's one step away from going to a theater.
Yeah, exactly.
You
Or
know,
to other streaming platforms like Netflix
and
or stuff like that.
exactly.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
theaters and the major cable networks, they if they can figure out how to do that or shoot them both ways, then they do. And what's to say that the same directors and production don't do one where they literally just turn the camera
Yeah,
sideways
yeah.
and shoot either the same project or a new project, and then they have a lot of experience. I think what I'm seeing is they take directors from other resources that have
Hmm.
experience, and I'm working with directors for the second and third time
Yeah.
also. So now it isn't their first vertical. It isn't their first
No, they
foray.
are more and more experienced now after the first 2 years. Absolutely.
So experienced cast, more experienced production, and hopefully better, improved writing. There's
Yeah,
nothing wrong with the writing, but if it all works, it's only going to equal some better projects.
absolutely. We will see about that. Michael, at the end of every episode, I'm asking a 5 question quickie. Everyone the same 5 questions. So be prepared. No, just kidding.
I'll
As
type
I
what I.
said, I love to cook. I judge people by food. So what's your favorite dish?
Uh, right now I'm on a guanciale is the
A
pasta
guanciale.
carbonara.
Ah,
Guanciale is the cheek of
yeah.
the pig.
Yeah, okay.
And if it's bacon times four, it's crazy. And I've heard that they're now putting it on pizza. So I am a guanciale fan. Eat it with eggs and all different things.
So when you in Tuscany, I think you're in food heaven also when you're in Italy. Because I think that a lot of people needs to understand that pasta isn't pasta if you haven't eaten it in Italy already.
Yeah, it's a lot more natural. It's fresh.
Yeah.
I also got to go to Tuscany's great. Got to go to Bologna and Emilia Romagna, and that's the home of my favorite pasta is tortellini.
Okay.
So if they can ever figure out how to get guanciale and tortellini,
you're
I'm gonna be poor because I'm just gonna keep and fat, but happy.
That's soul food. Soul food is always needed.
Do you have a favorite pasta format?
I do always self-made pasta because I have 5 chicken here in my garden, so I have my own eggs and I do pasta always myself. And I love lime pasta with scampis.
What kind of pasta?
Lime.
Like the fruit lime. Oh, I never had that. Interesting.
The recipe is in my cookbook.
Well, we'll have to. You look up mine on Amazon. I'll look up yours on Amazon.
Yeah.
We'll see where we go from there.
It's you're doing the zest of the lime in the pasta dough, and then it's kind of fresh cooked scampis and kind of broccoli. And over that,
so far so good.
The lime sauce, and then with Parmigiano.
What's the structure of the pasta? Is it the strands?
Tagliatelle.
Oh, the ties.
No, that's fusilli.
Oh.
Tagliatelle is the long noodles, but this
flat.
No, it's flat, but it's not like the spaghetti, so small. It's
wider.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
That's tagliatelle.
I'm not a big strands guy. I'm the guy who gets in trouble
that's a tagliatelle. And
Okay.
that's with lime, scampi, and broccoli and Parmigiano. Oh, it's
Sounds
so
great.
fresh, it's so great for the summer. It's so fresh in eating. I don't like, and what I'm cooking a lot, bolognese. A great spaghetti bolognese. Every night, every daytime. Breakfast, lunch, midnight snack, doesn't matter. When I lived in Milano, from a colleague of mine, the old nonna, the grandma, told me how and showed me how to make a really great bolognese. And a friend of mine here is breeding Galloways. So Galloways, Galloway is a cow.
Oh, okay. I'm from Philadelphia.
A type of cow from Scotland. Scotland? Yeah, I think Scotland. And
I would say
he breeds them super organic on big grass, stuff like that. No industrial food, nothing. And the meat of these Galloways in a bolognese. Oh, holy crap.
Yeah.
Really great. And I have I have 1,000 square feet garden here. So I'm harvesting my own tomatoes, my own onions, my own carrots, all which is needed for a great bolognese. I can harvest in my own garden. And then I made my self-made pasta and the own breeded Galloway. It's the perfect combination.
We interrupt this program to bring you a special commercial for all you billionaires who are listening out there. If you didn't hear that, she has her own garden. She cooks. She does some great things. So just letting you know. All right.
I can tell you.
Programming.
I can tell you. In my car downstairs, I'm preserving a lot of self-made things: chutneys, chilies, also tomato sauces.
Yes.
And to be honest, I was thinking about translating my cookbook into English.
You know what? I hate to tell you, it would probably take you a grand total of about 5 seconds to do it with an app that they
Yeah, with a
have, but you're going to
ChatGPT
have to
one.
proofread it. The toughest thing about that is proofreading it because it's going to do
Yeah,
some
but
direct translations.
a good friend of mine, she lived here also in Germany for 1 year. She's from Alabama. She's a
Yeah.
German teacher at the Alabama University. So
Oh,
she can read it because she's really great in speaking German
hey,
and English, and she has also the German version of the cookbook.
the other thing you could do, Michela, is you can literally be your own reader, voiceover reader, and just read a little bit at a time because you know the words. And it's always great when the author does it because you know what you want to
An
emphasize and they'll feel your
audiobook
excitement.
for cooking. Yeah, I was told lately, make content out of it. Make videos. No. No.
If you did one recipe a month or one recipe a week and then scooped them all up and put them into something, then you have a audio video book, or at least just the audio on it. There's lots of ways to go, but if you love that, that's where your passion is. You go, girl.
I'm a freestyle cook. I hate to cook after a recipe, to be honest. For me,
Oh,
it was
okay.
really hard. For me, it was really hard to get my cookbook done and write everything down because normally I'm at the oven. Okay, yeah, I'll try this one and this. Oh, how does it taste? Yeah, and for me, it was totally hard to shit. How much did I put in?
Oh,
It
yeah.
was really hard. It was really hard to do it.
Hey, one other thing, I love bolognese too. And I love my tortellini bolognese. And I went to Bologna, where the
Yeah,
home of it's where they get the name
yeah,
bolognese is Bologna. And I couldn't find bolognese. Do you know
yeah.
why? Do you know what bolognese is in Bologna?
What?
It's ragu. They don't if you go and ask for pasta bolognese or tortellini bolognese, they don't have it. It's al ragu.
Yeah.
So just letting you know, if you get to Bologna and you want to taste the authentic things, it's al ragu, like ragu sauce.
It's kind
That's
of if you're
bolognese.
going to Napoli and you want to eat a pizza Napoli, you don't get a normal pizza Napoli like we knew here
Yeah,
in German or stuff like that.
exactly. But if you want schnitzel in Germany, you get schnitzel
Yeah,
and
but schnitzel
worst.
is origin from Austria, not from Germany.
Oh, I didn't know that. Well, there you go.
That's called a Wiener Schnitzel, you know?
That's what that comes. How many times have I said that, and not realized that that's what that comes from?
Wiener, it's from
Ja,
Vienna.
das verstehe ich jetzt. Dankeschön. Das
Ein
ist
Wiener
einfach zu
Schnitzel,
sagen.
and
Well, I've had
normally it's calf meat and no pork. The
okay.
origin Wiener Schnitzel you can eat in Vienna with calf meat, and it's so delicious.
I love all my schnitzels. Jaeger schnitzel
Oh
and
yes, and Kartoffelsalat.
Kartoffelsalat, the Deutsche Version. Yeah. And what's the red stuff that they have the schnitzel with the
Zigeuner
powder?
Schnitzel. You what with the powder? You mean the currywurst?
Currywurst. Yeah. Oh, it's Wurst, not
Yeah,
schnitzel.
it's
Sorry.
not Schnitzel, it's Wurst.
Entschuldigung.
That's different.
Yeah, that's right. I can misspeak in 5 different languages. I'm not just stupid in English. I can
But
misspeak in German.
Schnitzel, not everyone can make a great Schnitzel. Schnitzel is kind of, you need to know how to do it.
You better pound it. If you're going to do a schnitzel, isn't that like the key part of it? It better
Yeah.
be pounded and pound it right. You can't just pound it. You have to
You
pound
ha-
it right.
You have to fry it, not to pan it. You have to fry it.
No, pound it. You have to,
Yeah,
no, you have
yeah,
to fry.
yeah. But then, in the end, you don't have to do it in the pan with only a bit oil. You have to
Yeah.
fry it so that
Oh,
it's getting more crunchy outside.
fry schnitzel and crunchy. Got it.
And calf meat. That's
It's
very
see
important.
page 57 in your cookbook, and if you can put some guanciale in it, it will make it even crazier.
Then you would be the happiest man alive.
Have you
I
ever
see.
had guanciale?
Yes, I had.
Oh, okay.
enough about the food. What kind of comfort movie? I learned a comfort movie. What kind of film or movie you like to watch?
I am a retro guy. Retro. I love the black and whites. I love
Casablanca stuff or what?
No, Casablanca. You nailed it right on the head, kid. I mean, that's my favorite. Your mind reading too. Wow.
Yes.
It's impressive. No, seriously, I love the older movies, good and bad. I like bad because that's bad acting. I don't want to do that. But some of the lines that they have in the dialogue back and forth and how sharp that is without things blowing up, without someone getting slapped as you had said. So that's my comfort is the channel out here is Turner Classic Movies where they just show one after the other.
Yeah, classic movies are great. Yeah, really,
and they
never get boring. You can rewatch it over and over, and you never get bored about that. And what kind of music do you like? What style?
I'm stuck in the 80s, dear. My time in Germany was the late 80s, and that's when I was in high school and college during the 80s. So I love my new wave, alternative 80s music, Depeche Mode, U2, things like that, Thompson Twins.
Mm-hmm. Did you ever love German music, Neue Deutsche Welle?
Yeah, but I'm very bad at knowing who the artists were.
Nena
one of the bands
and stuff like that.
Yes. But I didn't know who they were. And now I'm learning that some of the bands, because we used to go to the dance places in Nuremberg, and it was like heavy dance music and techno pop and things like that. So yeah, I love all that. And what was cool is that Europe always had it kind of before it would be a hit in Europe, and then it would make it over eventually to the US.
Good possibility to learn and improve your German if you're listening to German music.
Whether it's German or French, and a lot of times even English, I can't understand. So I have these words that I think appear, and then I listen to the songs. Even in English, I don't get it right. So
as long as they are putting you in a good mood, so what?
Yeah, that's the Italian song Perché ti amo is the big one that you see all the crowds in Italy sing. So I'm trying to learn that. Vola, vola.
Yeah.
Ti amo.
I know. I know.
Piano, piano.
I know.
Again,
you hear it on every football game here when the Italians are around. You hear it.
And all the big piazzas in Rome and Florence and things like that.
Yeah,
when there's a group of Americans and Italians together, that song gets broken out.
Yeah, that's good. That's really, I love that song. It's kind of good mood song.
It is. It's upbeat, and it's because I love you.
Yeah.
So that
it's really I love I love that kind of music. It's like the same with the ABBA songs. I love listening to ABBA songs because every time they put you in a good mood. And to be honest, you know every song of them.
It
doesn't matter which song drops. You know exactly which song it is, and you can sing it along.
Just so for the guys, I don't like the ABBA songs because
no one likes ABBA, but everyone knows exactly the song titles and the
sings along. Exactly.
Yeah, I know.
Guilty.
I know.
Little kids get to see one of their heroes in person at a theme park. We were talking about going to like Disney, and they get to see their princess, and it's like, what about adults? We really don't have that. So if you can find someone that makes you happy like that, and being in verticals is like that for me. Playing ice hockey, and the winning thing was I did it last week where I was in LA for a vertical. I started out on set, and then I came and I played hockey in the same day. So
that's perfect.
And if I only would have had Gwynn Charlie for dinner, it would have been the trifecta.
Who
No
knows what
complaints.
who knows what will happen?
No, that's why you got to do that. You got to go to that concert
Yeah,
when you can. You got to make your verticals when you can, and
yeah, that's it. You don't have to overthink the stuff. If it feels right, you have to do it.
carpe diem, as
Yeah.
they say. Oh, you're kidding? Well, there you go. Now I know. Geez, you got a little flex on the sun's out, guns out with the muscles there.
Yeah,
Just
hello.
saying.
Yeah. I
Oh,
always,
that's
every morning when I'm doing my hair, I got this reminder for the day.
and that's the part of the blessing. Was that before or after your health
I did
situation
it
that
in
you
the
got?
rehab after my brain surgery. Because
Then
my grandmother always told me, Michaela, you every night when you're going to bed, you have to feeling that you used your day, not for working, not for, you have to, because I overworked a lot when I was young before my brain
yeah,
surgery. And my grandma always told me, Michaela, you have to live your life, not you work your life. You have to live and you have to use it. And I was always, yeah, I will do it later. Yeah. And then my grandma died. She died before my brain surgery. And when I was lying in the hospital or before the surgery, the docs told me 50-50 that you will wake up after the surgery. And I swore, okay, when I will wake up, I will remind my grandma and what she was always saying, because as grandmas are always, she was right. And as a reminder, I got this tattooed in the rehab, and I did it here so that every morning when I'm doing my hair, I have this small reminder
oh wow,
that today it's the same motto, Carpe Diem.
carpe
That's the
diem.
reason why I have it here.
That's really neat. And again, congratulations on getting through all that and making a positive out of it.
Yeah. You know, sometimes I don't know the reasons for things that happen to me, but I have to accept it. I have to accept fate, and I have to make the best out of it. So I'm trying, and we will see how life will goes. So
I think you're succeeding. Don't between you, me, and the fence post. I think you're succeeding. Keep being you, and you're gonna be that billionaire.
hopefully, then I will produce my own verticals.
And then I will call you and say, "Remember me? I was the schmuck that talked."
yes, I'm fine with that. Then you have the recorded episode. Can see, Michaela, I told you.
Yep, there you go. And we'll be on set in your town or down the street
Yeah,
from wherever
we are
you
in Europe
find a
then
studio.
on set. Yeah. We will do that. Michael. Last two questions. Which vertical would you advise to someone who's starting just watching verticals? Who would ask you, Michael, which one of yours should I definitely watch?
It was because they changed the name of
Yeah,
it.
I know.
It's now called The Return of the Hidden Chef Goddess. I was the presidential envoy in that. I have a
Do
lot,
you
and
know
it's
which
fun.
platform it was? Was it on Flareflow?
Uh, I could tell you in 2 seconds, Mr. IMDb will let you do that. Beep, beep, beep.
Was it the cooking one with Kirby in it?
Yes. And we've had that before where we were talking about people trying to explain, what's verticals, because a lot of times the crew will say, "Oh, I worked with you. It was the one with the millionaire and you had a daughter." And and I'm like, "Okay,
Yeah.
that's down to about
Nearly in every one I have if I was a millionaire.
literally.
I think
All
it was on
right.
Flareflow.
I have it right here. Oh, Playlet.
Or was it Playlet? Okay.
It is Playlet for
Yeah.
sure.
Okay.
And the good thing about that is I got on the
On
cover
the
for it.
poster. Yeah.
Yeah, that was my first poster. I have my little shrine to all my vertical things. So I have a copy of that printed out. And I have a
That's good.
football from a football vertical
Yeah, why
that I was
not?
in.
Last question. Which genre you want to see more in verticals? Maybe new one?
Uh, do, do, do. One of the ones on my list is a cowboy. I like to go retro.
The Western one.
Let's see some Westerns, because there's a lot of things you can do with that.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that would be cool to do. Period pieces. So I talked to somebody who was in a cowboy one, but it was modern day cowboys. So you could also do it that way. It's still cowboy.
Yeah, but we need the real
retro
stuff with the sheriff and saloons and
that's the kind of thing where maybe the American ones, if studios get involved, that they may be able to expand into some of these markets more than just going. We go to so many of the same houses and the same sets.
Yes, I
and
know.
I watched the clips, and I was like, I was just sitting there. I was, we went to one last week, and I was there literally the week before, the same place.
But that's exactly the thing. New stories, new locations, kind of new fresh types in the ones. We will see what the next year will bring, Michael. I thank you very much for your time and for this great conversation with me. It was really a pleasure. No, we are talking already 1.5 hours, Michael.
It was definitely Michaela. It was great to speak with you.
No, not Michaela. Michaela, please.
Michaela.
No, not Michaela.
Michaela.
Okay, you can try it till we meet again, Michael, okay?
Yeah, that's right. I have to go back to the drawing board on the practicing your name again.
Yeah, absolutely. Shall I send you a sound file that you can listen over and over?
Bitte sehr, ob Sie wollen und ob Sie können. Bitte sehr, braucht das so viel.
Ich werde das tun. Ich wünsche einen schönen Tag. Have a nice day.
Für dich also. Oh.
And it was a pleasure.
Viel Glück mit alles.
Danke ebenso.
Auf Wiedervertikalen.
Auf what?
Auf Wiedervertikalen. I'm making a verb until we vertical again.
So
I went through all of Germany using that as puns, and I was apparently the only person, because I would go to stores and say Auf Wiederkaufen. I would at the restaurant Auf Wiederessen. And
now you're saying Auf Wiedervertical. I got it. Okay.
Auf Wiedervertikalen. You have to make the verb out of it there.
Yeah, okay, I get it. I say simply thank you and goodbye.
Tschüssi. Ciao.
This is a wrap on this episode, and I hope you tune in again.